Hello, welcome back. I'm sorry. I noticed that my still life last video got cut off. There was a few more things to add, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Just make sure that this is in the third assignment, still life 3. So we're gonna get our ellipse tool. We're gonna make a a grape essentially. Give it a bluish color. Okay, and you can make it too big for now. That's a-okay. We're gonna go to our fill and stroke menu. Maybe. And we're going to give it a radial gradient right here. Alright, so the very first thing that we notice is it doesn't look right. The gradient's dark in the middle and it's going out. We want to reverse that. So we're going to, let's see, click on the outside one. Okay. Uh, okay, don't do that. um, we're going to we're going to click on the outside one. We're going to turn the alpha slider all the way up. We're going to click on the inside one and we're going to turn the alpha slider all the way down. And then we're just going to click and hold. No. Well, that'll work too. Yeah, that works. We're going to put it up there. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our best friend in the world, the Bezier tool, and kind of make this like a thumbnail. If you look at your, not like, a YouTube thing, look at your actual thumb. You see you got a nail on there. We're going to give this thing a little nail. All right. And this one doesn't have to be perfect by any means because we're just going to give this one some interesting numbers. Okay, now we're going to go to our fill and stroke menu, which we're already in. What do we got? Fill. We got no fill, so we got to give a flat color. We're going to go to stroke, and we're going to get rid of that stroke real fast, okay? So in the fill, let's turn the lightness all the way up. And down here, we're going to mess with our blur and opacity settings. These are going to be different for every user, I notice. For some reason, so the original settings were supposed to have a blur of 40 and an opacity of 10. But as you can see, it's barely visible. So we're going to put the opacity at like 40. And I think that is just dandy. Just dandy. You can increase or lower it as you wish. Grab your select tool. Let's double check to make sure we have everything on the grape layer, which we do. Okay, and then we are just going to select everything inside this grape. All right, and we're going to go to Object. We're going to click Group. Now this is all one big thing. We can move it around. So we're going to adjust the size of it to whatever we think is manageable for a grape. All right, move it down. And in case I forgot, I don't even remember if I put you needed a grape layer. Yeah, we did that at the beginning of the last video. Okay, so make sure you're on the grape layer. All right, we're gonna copy the grape by pressing Control C, and we are just going to put all of our grapes in there. Now, if your grape shows up in front of the bowl instead of behind it, all that means is you have to um, adjust your layers. Your layers are out of order. And this thing is so slow. Oh my lord. I hope I can get through this video. Okay. And how did the size of them change all of a sudden? I did not change the size of them. I don't know what happened. This new version of Inkscape has definitely got some problems. Okay, just move it down there. Looks like it grabbed a group of them. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is fine. We're not going to do anything else to the grapes. I've seen kids put a vine there. You can put a vine there. If you don't, that's okay. If you want to make it better looking than mine, it'd be probably a lot easier too. I'm going to hide it. I'm going to lock it, and I'm going to hide it because it just seems to be taking up way too much juice for this thing. All right, we're going to zoom out a bit, lower that grape layer. Okay, so let me see. I need to add a shadow layer. So we're going to click on our background layer, and we're going to add a new layer above the current layer, and it's going to be called shadow. All right, and so what we're going to do is we're going to take our ellipse tool, and we're going to draw an ellipse. We'll adjust the size of it a little bit later. So lightness all the way down. Okay. No stroke. There is no stroke already. Okay. Once again, the numbers here are adjustable to your liking. I'm going to put the blur at about 10. No, I'm going to double that. That don't seem right. I'm going to put the blur at 20. That's much better. Opacity somewhere around 50. Sure, that works. With our select tool again, we're going to adjust it. So we made it to where it looks like, see the glass tint is right here. That makes it seem like the light is coming from this direction. So we're going to make the shadow kind of pop out that way. Now I noticed that my snap is on, so we're going to go to shut that off. We're going to disable snapping there. All right, copy, paste, and then just move. All right, and you can adjust that size if you would like. And we're going to paste it one for the uh, what do you call it? The decanter. So I just clicked on the side once so I can expand it because this is the biggest object we have here. And that should work just fine. And now we're ready to begin. Dun dun dun. Space and form. So to get this party started, we're going to lock everything up. We don't want to mess with anything. Shadow layer is the only one that needs to be locked. All right. Click on our background layer. We're going to add a new layer. We're going to call this guy the table. It's going to be above the background layer. It can be between the background. It has to be between the background and the shadows. And I'm going to hide everything except the background. Ooh, and I just noticed a little mistake. See that? My little cloud is not in the glass layer. So what layer is it on then? It can't be on the table layer. I can't tell if it's on the background. Yeah, now I can. Okay, it is on the background. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to unlock our glass layer, click on our table. So if this is the same for you, don't worry about it. This is how you move it to a different layer. um, it's acting like it's on the grape layer now. So I'll just unlock it. We're going to go to Edit, Cut. Okay, and then in our glass layer, which is unlocked, we're going to go to Edit, Paste in Place. Did it show up? I don't think it did. Okay. Unlock the glass layer. Edit, Cut. All right. Glass layer, unlock, edit. I just realized it probably did go there. Paste in place. Come on. And now it's back on the creep layer. Let me fix this. I'll be right back. Okay, I fixed it. And you know what? I just found out it's a lot easier to click on it and then just drag it to the layer you want. You did not used to be able to do that in Inkscape, so I apologize. All right, the glass is locked and it's invisible. What do I have selected? That must be the tint. Okay. I don't know how I can have anything selected. There, nothing selected. Everything's locked except for the table layer. Good. Now the fun begins. All right, first we're going to um, draw the front of the table. So we're going to get our square tool. And we are going to put it to where it is uh, hanging over the canvas a little bit. So we're gonna adjust it because it doesn't need to be that big. Does not need to be that big. Okay, we want it overlapping the canvas. Adjust OE a bit. Okay, so we are going to um, go to our line and distribute. So we can just, this is probably going to say last selected or something like that. Just make sure this says relative to page. And we're going to click this center button. And I'm going to move it down. We want it about halfway. But I just realized I moved it, so I got to go ahead and do that. All right. Um, okay. Now, let's go back over here. Now we're going to start our guidelines tape, our guidelines. Um, First, let's adjust the color. All right, so fill, flat color, we can move our opacity back up. Blur is got to be all the way back down. Choose like a wood color. That should work. All right, and I can see the canvas coming over that. That's not supposed to happen. So let's go to document properties. Um, Border. There we go. This is also a new addition Inkscape added. I don't like it. Fill and stroke. I'm going to make sure it got everything. Saturation is all the way. Yeah, I got to select it. Yeah, saturation's cranked. And we can adjust the lightness of it. Yeah, that's fine. All right, now we're going to go to our layers and click on the table layer. We need to make a new one called guidelines above the current. Lock the table. Now you don't have to do this part right here, what I'm about to do. I'm clicking here and I'm enable snapping. I'm going to show you what it does in a second, but you do not have to do that. Remember, if you do that, you will have to turn it off. All right. What enable snapping does is it allows you to click the exact corner. So the snapping allows you to do this. Now I'm going to click my pencil tool, not the Bezier tool. I'm going to click here and I'm going to hold down control. I want to try and do 30 degrees. So this is 0, move it over. As long as you're holding control, it moves it in 15-degree increments. All right, and we're going to go up past the canvas. Same thing here, hold down control, 15, 30, and we basically want them to intersect outside of the canvas. And somewhere like, I don't know, two-thirds the way up, halfway up the piece of paper, we're just going to hold down control and do that. And as you can see, this is called a one-point perspective. You'll see more about that in class. All right, so this is what we got. Okay, so with the table layer unlocked, you're going to want to unlock the guidelines layer. This is where you absolutely have to turn off the snap. I'm going to show you why. Look what it does with the snap. This is also a new feature for Inkscape. Am I on the table layer? Yeah. That's what it does. I don't understand why. So just turn off the snap. All right. And did it again. Why did it do it again? The snapping is enabled. Okay, worked that time. All right. Now, if your um, if your color is a bit different than the front of your table, and you don't remember how to get it, just use the dropper tool. Fill it in, and then just use the dropper tool, click here, and then click the front of that. That's A-okay. We're going to get our select tool. We're going to click the front of the table, go back to our fill and stroke. So we want the lightness on the front of the table to be a little bit brighter, so we'll just move it to the right. And that is a personal preference. Okay. That's align and distribute. Table. Okay, I'm noticing we got some white here. So let's double check this. Let's click on this. Go to our fill and stroke. Let's make sure that we don't have a stroke. Check. Okay. Um, and I'm just going to move this up a smidge. And that'll be fine. Don't worry about white between the guidelines because guess what? Guidelines, after right now, minimize it, hide it, lock it. They're useless now. Okay? Should have moved it. Eh, that's fine. All right. We have a beautiful looking table. Now let's see what our next steps are. Okay, real fun, real fun. Book. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. This one's gonna be a little bit more difficult. We're using a new tool, so go ahead and lock the table there. You can leave these things open. We're gonna do one more unit after this. Um, so we gotta add a book layer, and this has to be above the bowl layer. All right. So add a layer. We're gonna call it book. All right. Now, oh wait, we do need our guidelines. You can leave it unlocked though. Okay, so zoom out. That's right, because this is a 1 point, or no, it's going to be a 2 point perspective. Okay, so this is the box tool. What does it do? Click, hold. As you can see, it makes boxes. And I'm just going to show you the things that you adjust on it. All right, there are two things. So when you have a 2 point perspective, let me just explain what a perspective is. Okay, looking at the table, this is a 1 point perspective. So in order to make an object look three-dimensional on a 2D plane, you need to manipulate the eye. You do this by having two parallel lines. Okay, there's a word for it. Give me a second. I can't remember what it is, but two parallel lines that come together slowly. And that's these two right here. And they meet at a vanishing point, which is right here. All right. So this box has two vanishing points, as you can see. See? One and two is up here. And you can adjust them, hopefully. You need to adjust the vanishing point to a certain spot. All right? Okay, as you can see, I was zoomed out a little bit. Now would be a good time to save. So save as. I should have did this at the beginning. This is no longer going to be called value. This is going to be called space and form. Yeah, replace that one. So I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to remember how to use the box tool. It would appear that this is a 3 point perspective, which I could have sworn it was only a 2 point perspective. So I need to figure out why. By the way, when I say the 3 point perspective, I mean when we're talking about the vanishing points here. See, table only has one. This has three. One, two, three. And I don't know why it has three. All right. I still don't know why it's like that. And I just don't. I don't know, but we're gonna roll with it. Okay, so under our guidelines, let's make a really fast edit. Get the pencil tool. Guidelines is unlocked. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna turn the snapping back on for just a second. Okay. By the way, I changed this so it looks like that. I get more options. You don't have to do that. All right. Click to the end of the far end of the table. Hold down your control. Make sure that it is that. Okay. Now do the same thing. Okay. Now we can lock them. Zoom out. I apologize in advance. This is not going to be the easiest thing in the world. Um, if you want, I can show you how to draw it manually so you don't need the box tool. Um, but I got a feeling this will just be easier. So go ahead and start making a box. It can be all messed up. Don't worry about it. We're going to fix it and turn the snaps off. There we go. So this is what we need. Um, huh. It actually turned out pretty much right where I wanted it to go. Uh, you're going to put whatever color this is vanishing point over here, the yellow vanishing point over here, and this vanishing point right here. Now, let's see if I can adjust some of these nodes. Okay, so using this, whoa, okay, made it in reverse. So, okay, adjust that. We want to make it look like a book. All right. All right, from there, while it's selected, let's go into our fill and stroke menu. Let's give it a stroke. Okay. Um, Stroke style, we got to make sure it's 1 point. So 1, that'll work. Oh man, I'm not digging the way that this book looks. I hate this third vanishing point right here. Okay. And now we are going to edit the nodes. So zoom in as much as we can. We're going to click this guy. And it's not letting me edit, so select the whole thing, path, object to path. There we go. Click this outside, make it look like the spine of a book. Click this and click this in here. It's not letting me. That's a-okay. Click this side, path, object to path, and we're going to make it look like pages. Okay. Now we need to make this look like an end of a book, so do that. Now this is going to be there. That's a-okay. We could fix that just by clicking. Go ahead and click. There we go. Now that the box is around the side that we cannot see, path, object to path. And we do the same thing. All right. And we have a book. Okay, so let's change some colors here. This since this is going to be obviously paper, let's go to our fill, and we're selecting the side. We're gonna crank that up. All right, and you adjust the book to whatever colors you like. I'm gonna click in here, and I'm gonna see. Can we make that dark? Yeah, we can make it dark. So that's what I'm gonna do. And we have our book. Okay. All right. Additionally, if you want, and you don't have to, if you're struggling with this box tool, please give me a contact. Um, you can add a gradient to it if you would like. There we go. I don't like that at all. alpha up significantly. Okay, turn the lightness down, and come on, come on, come on. There we go. There we go. Okay, that'll work, and you can do the same to the spine. You don't have to though. Don't feel obligated to. It's okay. Turn the alpha slider all the way up. Um, we'll make it, I guess, darker as it goes down. That should work. Come on. There. All right. Yeah, I guess if you want, you can add a gradient to the cover. So there is that. Um, you could be finished right here. Make sure it's saved. File save. We're going to cut it off save right there. So if you guys need any help with this, please, once again, do not hesitate. Ask for help. I'm here. Thank you.